Everybody, I'm back. I hope you missed me. It's been a while. It has been a while. You guys are probably wondering, CGLion, Kelly and G, whatever the heck your name is, a subject that I don't even really want to base my life on. I'm going into engineering. I'm going into industrial engineering to be specific, so I'm not going to be doing crazy like electrical. I just found a new job. I've been focusing on that a lot. It's a very nice job, I can't lie. It's not what I want to do in the future. You guys are asking if I did lose some passion towards making YouTube videos. I have to, I cannot lie, I did.
Hey guys, it's certainly been a while. How long has it been since I last uploaded again? Chill. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'd like to be the first to say I apologize for the lack of uploads. If you guys can just hopefully stick with me for just a few more months as I, get back into uploading, it'll all make sense. Just trust me. But anyways, to prepare for bigger and more in-depth videos, I'm gonna do you guys the shameless favor of uploading this bare bones video going over the unconfirmed promises of Akio Ioku and what he basically said to the 20 current Dragon Ball fans that are, still around. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Dragon Ball. It was my literal childhood. But ever since Daima ended, I've had this personal separation from the series. It's made me realize that maybe there's more to anime than Dragon Ball. I've been watching a lot of different animes during my time in college recently, and I've had the time of my life. Picking up a new series I wouldn't dare touch just a year ago, it filled the hole the absence of Dragon Ball created. So I want to take this video to sort of talk about how I've kind of moved on from the show. Does this mean I'm going to stop making videos on Dragon Ball? Absolutely not. But I do have passions for other shows and manga that I want to discuss with you guys. So here we go. What does the future of Dragon Ball look like, you guys? Alright, no, seriously. What does Dragon Ball have in store in the next few years? That can't be it. Alright, one last time. What is the future of Dragon Ball? That's it? This is all we're getting? Then what's even the point of making this video? I take 2 months off of making YouTube videos just for only 2 announcements to come out, and neither of them are official! I'm done. I'm official. I'm quitting YouTube! What's this? The Games Expo and Kyo Yoku interviews? Whatever, let's just milk this out to be a 10-minute video. Enjoy, you guys. Better videos coming soon. I promise you, from the bottom of my heart, I promise you, better quality and actually good idea video. Let's go. Alright, you guys, the future of Dragon Ball. It doesn't look bright. The last episode of Daima aired February 28th, 2025, which was actually my birthday. So that was a good birthday for me, despite, neither me or any of my friends enjoying the ending. But whatever. The series had a 20-week run as, the episodes were, published weekly. And the first episode aired October 11th, 2024, which is 1 year ago as of 6 days ago within the publishing of this video. So since then, we've had no announcements for any new games besides, a mobile game, Genshin Squadron, which we'll get into later. No new anime, no new movies, no new DLC, apart from Sparking Zero and some others, which again, we'll get into later. And the DLC was announced half a year after Daima ended, but whatever. And no new signs that Dragon Ball Super Season 2 will be coming out. The biggest concern lies with the ownership or the rights to the Dragon Ball Super manga. If you guys aren't aware, I'll give you a brief rundown. Akio Ioku, the CEO and founder of Capsule Corporation Tokyo, owns the rights to all of the anime and all of the games of Dragon Ball. Directly passed down from Toriyama himself, Akio Ioku is responsible for not only the production but the direction of all new Dragon Ball games and anime. Shueisha, however, are the owners of the Dragon Ball Super manga. They own the rights to all of it, including the material, which is a given because it is published by them. Meaning, unless Akio Ioku has direct permission from Shueisha to basically adapt it into an anime or adapt it into games, nothing can be done with the series. The problem is, since Toriyama passed away, the rights to both the manga and the anime have been sort of split between the two. Originally, it was all owned by Toriyama, and if he wanted the notion to create a new anime or a new game or a new series, you would just go to Toriyama, and then it would be greenlit by either Shueisha or Akio Ioku. But now the rights have been sort of unevenly distributed, and each person is trying to get their own slice of the pie. This put Dragon Ball in a sort of legal battle, or a chained up legal system between the two. Shueisha doesn't want to distribute the rights unless they get a disproportionate amount of payout, and Akio Ioku is not willing to do that because it would then send Capsule Corporation into the gutter. But he does want to continue the Dragon Ball Super anime and release games, merchandise, just everything in the next decade. It's not necessarily Shueisha's fault. Dragon Ball Super is one of their top selling mangas and it has been on hiatus for almost a year now, but the position they're in just will always put them on the losing end, which as a company is something that you should never strive for. While all of this was going on, Dragon Ball Daima was in late production, meaning it was set to release, it had already been announced, fans have already received the notion that it would be 20 episodes, and all was looking good, for now. Daima was meant to hold off the fanbase for the time being while they set up the rights and distributed it evenly. Weeks passed, Daima episodes went on, the last episode aired in October, and then nothing. The last episode aired in February, and then nothing. For months on end, we did not get a single announcement from any sort of Dragon Ball company, worker, just anything at all. Dragon Ball was silent. However, we have seen and heard interviews from Akio Ioku himself after the last sort of meetup with Shueisha and Capsule Corporation Tokyo and Bird Studio and everyone that holds a pie in the Dragon Ball, what do you want to call it, feast? I don't know. Basically every shareholder of Dragon Ball, and it sounds like Akio Ioku has won the rights to the Dragon Ball Super manga. It's unconfirmed and it's probably not true of anything because these are all coming from official rumor or leakers on X. But Akio Ioku does sound enthusiastic about the Dragon Ball franchise, hoping to create more games, shows, movies, merchandise, whatever is possible within this next decade. It sounds promising, right? So what have we gotten so far in 2025? Well, we got Dragon Ball Sparking Zero DLC in September, after several months, more than half a year, within the last DLC, and it's probably going to be the last DLC we're going to get of the game. We got one new map. It's cool, I guess. Could have done more. Game's made beautifully, but you just kind of sold this out there. $70 game. I can't take it anymore! Every time somebody at the head of Dragon Ball is doing this to us! You release Daima, what do? Xenoverse DLC! You don't even add anybody to Dragon Ball Legends! Xenoverse DLC! Really? The game that's older than 2 different presidencies in the United States? Really? Xenoverse? The game where every character looks like plastic? That Xenoverse? And then half a year later, you do Sparking Zero DLC. What do you add? Nothing! What else? Oh, Dragon Ball Genshin Squadra. Thank God! The game nobody plays! Wow, the future of Dragon Ball looks really bright, guys, within this next decade. Oh my gosh! What about the manga? It's been over a year since it's been on hiatus. Surely there's something, right? Toyotaro's monthly drawing. He draws a character from Dragon Ball every month, first day of the month. Is that his practice? Is that how he, becomes a better mangaka? Just draws an old guy every month? You're not even letting him work on another manga! The future of Dragon Ball is just sitting there, rotting in his basement, and you're not gonna do anything? It's been 8 years since Dragon Ball Super. What's next? We have 2 whole arcs! 2, 3! We have 3 whole arcs, technically! Are you gonna do the same thing as last time? Are you gonna spend 4 weeks working on a 20-minute episode? We're on a time crunch, guys! We gotta pump out these episodes faster than our employees can handle! The fans say it looks like shit? Just tell them they're lucky they're even getting Dragon Ball in the first place. What is your logic? It is the biggest anime of all time! It is a money-making machine! I don't understand. Dragon Ball Daima had 20 episodes, and it made more money than One Piece in 2024 through 2025 as of currently. Wait a minute. New news? The Dragon Ball Games Expo? Oh my gosh, there's hope! A Fighter Z character. The game where they literally announced they would stop supporting online on multiple platforms. They release Fighter Z DLC. The last one was 4 years ago. You want to know how old this game is? Let me put this into perspective. They released DLC for Dragon Ball Super, Blue Goku, and Blue Vegeta, as well as Blue Vegito. That's how old this game is. And they released Daima DLC. Oh, Minecraft and Dragon Ball. Thank God! That's exactly what I needed. It's not like there's, mods and, stuff that's existed for decades. Minecraft DLC, that's exactly what the fans wanted. Oh, Legends and Dokkan Battle are getting constant updates? Thank God, man. Thank God. So yeah, the Dragon Ball Games Expo got announced. The leakers on X are saying that they're going to announce a new movie, which is from a fake leaker, so we don't even know. And a real leaker went out and said, this person is probably lying, but don't expect one. Apparently, the fake leaker said that it was going to be in 3D. Wow, another 3D Dragon Ball movie. I can't wait. It's not like we have like so much manga content that, Toei Animation could put their focuses on, that was, just confirmed to be completely written by Toyotaro himself. He had no manga experience. Do you know how hard it is to make a manga? You need years of experience, both in art and in writing. And this guy did it in a few years. He got noticed by Toriyama himself, and he just started. Look at the Moro arc. Sure, it has its flaws. It's not perfect. It has rough edges. The ending is kind of meh, but it was written by a guy who was doing fan fictions not even 5 years ago. And then the Granolah arc. You reintroduce a character, Bardock. You actually give Goku character development. Am I hearing that right? Goku getting character development in Dragon Ball? Wait a minute. Goku getting character development past Dragon Ball Z? Am I hearing things? He wrote Goku's character to be so much more than just a punchy strong guy. To be just a franchise character, the face of anime. No, he made him so much more. And that was over 3 years ago. Imagine what he could have done if he was still allowed to make monthly releases. Imagine what he could do now if he would just, would just be allowed to make his own manga. Bet he would have lots of experience by then. But it wouldn't sell, so we can't take that risk. You know what? Fair. Fine. From a business perspective, it makes sense. Let's just cash out on One Piece. And then when One Piece ends, we falter. Makes a lot of sense. At the beginning of this video, I was sort of talking about how I was veering away from the Dragon Ball franchise. It's not that I'm finding less love in the series, it's more so that I'm sort of getting ready to let it go. It's lived a long life. In many ways, I think Dragon Ball Super should have never happened. It was perfect with Dragon Ball Z. Does this mean I hate Dragon Ball Super? God, no. I love Dragon Ball Super. I love the characters, I love the forms, I love the concepts, I love the manga, I love the movies. But on the other hand, I feel like it's sort of just outliving itself. It's very clear that Dragon Ball Super has no signs of stopping because of the momentum we've seen coming into this future. The Dragon Ball Games Expo, Akio Yoku's promises, there's no doubt in my mind that Dragon Ball Super will come back soon. Whether it be next year or the next few years, only time will tell. But now that I've had this time to sort of disconnect myself from the franchise, I've found myself not missing it, or at least not missing it like I used to. When Dragon Ball Super finally ends and we will get no more, content after that, I don't think I'll necessarily be sad or angry. I think I'll be ready to let it go by then. And that's what I think a lot of older Dragon Ball fans should prepare for. This series shaped my childhood. I just fell in love with Goku when I was a kid. It brought me into other animes like Naruto, One Piece, Bleach, and so much more. But every time I see Dragon Ball Super Goku, I just get this faint feeling that it's sort of overstaying its welcome. I'm not saying Dragon Ball Super should end right here and now. There's 3 whole arcs that need to be animated still. And it does have its place in history as the most influential manga series of all time. If not just anime in general, show in general.